What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are on the west fork of Wolf Creek, and we are doing a little bit of car slash tent camping, and then a little bit later on this evening we're going to go out back up the mountain to Duncan Ridge, and we're going to do a little exploring slash hunting. Hoping to get some squirrels, but really looking for, you know, rabbits, hogs, coyotes, anything that's in season right now. So we will be carrying guns later on. Here's our campsite. Again, right on the west fork of the Wolf River, Pretty big campsite. I think usually during the summer it's used to tie horses up there maybe. Got somebody new on the channel today. My brother, who been what, about 3 years since probably 2 or 3 years since we've gone out and done any kind of camping or hiking or hunting together. And we were finally able to plan it, make it happen. We got Hunter will be here later. You guys know Hunter, he's on the channel a lot. Got Lagatha with us today, and so he's gonna set up his tent over here. I'm gonna put one up over here somewhere. We're gonna do a little bit of cleaning up around this camp area, get some firewood cut for this evening, and then get the guns out and head up to Duncan Ridge. Do a little bit of exploring, hiking, hunting. So let's get it. I brought 2 pairs. Well, I brought 1 pair, but I stopped down there and bought these.
Dude, I stopped by my boat ramp on the way home yesterday just to check out how chocolate brown the lake was.
This is the lake that we know. We've got right next to my car. There's a big rusty fucking red cliff. Right there in front of the boat ramp.
Alright guys, so we got camp set up, and I'll show y'all real quick. Got my camp, and then his camp over here. We tried to pick the best places with no widowmakers. Got a bunch of firewood cut for later. Axe, and it's all worked great. Now we're gonna head up to Duncan Ridge and find a place to walk. Camp. Made it up here to Duncan Ridge. Found us a trail, and now we're coming down here to this field. We're up here, we got snow. Well, looks like snow, but I actually think it might be frozen fog that rolled in last night. It's cold, it's only like 22 degrees. Hunter brought Zilla, so Lagatha has someone to play with today.
Federal government is just like, if you're not vaccinated, you're gonna die, you know?
Made it to the field. Wasn't quite as big as what we expected, but it is in the sun, so warming up a little. Now we're gonna head down this valley over here. We're gonna parallel the creek. There's another field down in that saddle gap area that we're gonna try to find. You guys stay tuned.
Oh, dude, that's I'm not convinced, but I'm a little convinced for that.
That is very close.
That's close. That's fucking close. If it had the flutes on the side, I'd say for sure.
It's very close.
Damn, I'm so excited. What is it?
Mushroom.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's one of those cracked cap. Yeah, they grow dying or decaying deciduous trees.
That's old pine, that's right.
You ever felt one of those things?
Mushroom?
Yeah. Those
Hard?
cracked caps are like fucking 2x4s. You can knock on them and they'll go dunk, 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 dunk.
One of these days, I'm gonna step in a hole and regret it.
Well, there goes Hunter.
I like that paint job.
Yeah,
I've been wanting to do a wrap on my turkey gun.
I wish I would have waited a little bit longer before I tried to put it back together because it was still kind of wet, so it pilled a few places. So what I'm thinking about doing is in the summer, taking it all back apart, lacquering it all down and getting all this paint off and redoing it and letting it dry properly for a few days like you're supposed to.
Well, whenever you do it, let me know and I'll take my Ruger back apart and
We'll do it.
something to it too.
Good girl, Ags. Hers is a good pup. Hers is a good pup.
Would this not be a place you wanted to hunt and live?
Good girl.
Take
Good girl.
the place I'd want to be, it's probably the place they wanted to be. And the landscape hasn't changed.
What is it?
The animals haven't changed.
Good girl. Hers is a good pup.
Not from what I can tell. Whack 'em. Yep.
Wow.
Looks like we're still a good piece from the field.
I always have this like semi-fantasy based on the movie Red Dawn.
Just see if fucking parachutes or something fall.
Well, I'm always like, where would I go? All right, I'm going to the mountains. And then I'm like, you could put up a pretty good guerrilla fight there. And then I think about it and I'm like, damn, that'd be fucking rough. It'd be rough on all accounts. Like, if the Russians were dumb enough to just peruse their way through the mountains, then their actions would fucking English, hillbillies, 30-06. And archery equipment. They'd send fucking patrols out and they'd just disappear.
Finally found that second field after bushwhacking for fucking a mile and a half down the river. Meanwhile, there's perfectly maintained road. It's gotten cold again. Dogs are shivering. We're cold. I don't believe it ever got above freezing today.
I don't think it ever did. Not unless you by that creek all the time.
And it's probably colder still up back where the car's parked. So we're gonna head back to the car and then back down to the campsite and hope no one stole all of our firewood that we worked hard to chop earlier.
Yeah.
And we're gonna cook up some deer steak and hang out.
There was gonna be squirrels.
Right here.
Right here. Out in the sun. On the trees.
Look at the snow glistening in the sun up there. I kept thinking that was clouds earlier. And that's definitely snow on the trees.
Notice the north side of the mountain is what's holding it.
Yeah.
I bet you that whole other side is probably still frosty. Quite a ways below the road.
Oof. Damn, that was a good one.
Welcome to my world.
The bearing block.
Yeah.
So, like if your bearing block doesn't work that good, then you're gonna keep shouldering out on your spindle. and it can restrict some of your speed when you're trying to make your friction. So
Yeah. I used a rock in my yard that had a nice
divot in it.
And it worked, but it was like a fine balance between
So like I used a
friction that it slowed it down,
yeah.
or not enough.
So like I used a piece of board, like a piece of oak that I cut a hole into, and I was watching this one guy and he goes, when you're learning, do anything you can to reduce friction on the bearing block. He goes, one of the things that I teach my students is use WD-40, spray WD-40 inside of that hole in that bearing block, and then use it because it will it reduces the friction on that bearing block. All right, so we made it back to the camp area. About to try to get a fire started and get some dinner going. I did not realize not having a driver's side rear view mirror how fucking close I parked to that tree. Had I kept going, I would have hit it because I couldn't see the tree behind me. What the fuck? I don't think I can. No. I got out and I was like, damn, there's a tree there. Huh? No. I'll fucking pull back up. Damn, that's crazy. So, I don't have a rear view mirror on my driver's side door, and I just got back into the damn tree. But we're gonna try to get a fire going, get some dinner going. Guys, come along. So we're gonna cheat a little bit. We're gonna use one of these Esbit tabs to try to get the fire started. What is it?
There's some scrap metal over there for you.
Oh.
Looks like it used to be a barrel.
Hey, it was a Christmas gift.
Are you jumping on the... Do you have any Carhartt clothes?
No, and I don't give a shit.
I was about to say, are you jumping on the Carhartt train and burning all your Carhartt
We were
shit?
talking about that shit earlier. I'm like, I'm not getting rid of him on Carhartt shit because that's like expensive stuff. And it works good.
Honestly. Because, yeah, I don't know.
No, I never do.
Carhartt's probably not even fucking American made anyway, so who gives a fuck? Probably all made in China like everything else.
I mean, I guess I sort of see what those guys are talking about on there. Sort of. Maybe a little, but not really.
Yeah, but still, like...
Which actually, by my logic, it should be the other way around. Because it's made in China, I should boycott them. Which, if I had a good option, I might. But...
Well, what even made me say that was because all those guys on there that are talking about burning all their Carhartt shit, the new clothes they're moving to are Dickies and Duluth Trading Company.
Dickies good too, that's what this guy did.
But Dickies also came out and said that they would require their people to be vaccinated, so I don't, whatever.
Y'all basically did.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's my favorite flannel out.
Yeah.
That thing's the shit. It's got pearl snaps. Pearl fucking snaps. You know how annoying buttons are? I don't like them. I like my pearl snaps.
Yeah, the thing that gets me though is I do have a couple flannels that are pearl snaps. I just feel like a pearl snap flannel isn't something that you go into the bush for.
Oh, come on. That gray
It's
flannel
more of
I
a-
wear everywhere is pearl snap.
It's more like pearl snap is more of a like going to the honky tonk.
This ain't, this is not quite real snap, but this is that thing.
I mean, you see the old cowboys, they wear the pearl snaps when they put their bolo on and go to the honky tonk. Got some deer steak in here, Old Bay seasoning on it. What do you think, right there, Nathan? Maybe move that. Move that little stick here to the side for a second. Get a good hot bed of coals right here. This shit. I still haven't figured out how we're gonna take it out yet.
Well, I got another one. We can fork it out.
Oh, make some little tongs. Here we go. Ow, ow, ow. Let's see if we can get this fella laid up on top here. Check the deer meat. And we're trying to build this sucker back up a little because it's starting to get chilly again. Alright guys, so wrapping up the night here. Had dinner about an hour ago. Those deer steaks in the aluminum foil in the cold bed was actually turned out to be really good. So we ate and then we hung out by the fire for a while, told some stories, talked, and now we're curled up in bed. It's about, I had my watch off, sitting on a log for about an hour, checked the temp. It's about 24, 25 degrees. Looks like it's gonna be about 18 for a low tonight. In the nearest town, we're a little higher and we're out on the creek, and we've got like a slight breeze, so fully expected to feel like probably 10, 11, 12 degrees in the morning. Dew was starting to settle just before we came to bed, so it's probably going to be a heavy frost in the morning and maybe even some frozen fog. But we're bundled up, actually pretty warm for the most part at the moment. So that's a wrap for tonight. And then I'm not really sure what we have planned tomorrow. Probably break down camp, maybe do some riding around local roads that we haven't been on in a while, maybe doing a little more walking in the woods. We'll just have to see what happens when we get up tomorrow. Catch you guys later. Morning, day 2. It's a little later in the morning now. It's like almost 10 o'clock, I think. But as you can see, we've already got camp broke down. We got his spot cleaned up. We put out the fire. Make sure we cleaned up our mess. We cleaned up the mess that was here before us, beer cans and everything else. Got pretty cold last night. What was it, like? Probably 20? Well, we went to bed at like 10 o'clock and it was 25 then. And I know it definitely got colder like right at daylight this morning. I could feel the cold setting in then. So it was probably below 20 degrees, which is cold in Georgia with the humidity. All right, so we're gonna try this again. Been having a lot of problems with the batteries dying. I guess because it's so cold. We left camp, drove a couple miles up the road to this waterfall called Helton Creek Falls. It's a lower fall and an upper fall. We've been here a few times, but if we're in the area, we usually try to stop by if we're not on motorcycles. So we're here today and figured it might be kind of busy Sunday morning, decent weather, but this is God's country, so a lot of people go to church on Sundays. Got pretty lucky this morning. There's not a whole lot of people here. You can go down to the lower falls right there, but come on, let's go. Moving along pretty good. I wonder if anybody's ever like tried to slide down that as a natural slide. So I don't know where all those people in the cars are, but there ain't nobody here. Don't walk off the edge, fool. And this is the one that gets photographed probably the most. I've been here during the summer and people have been swimming over there. Yeah. Pretty sweet waterfall. We've seen a trail up at the top on the drive in that we think we might can stop at and hike and maybe make it to the top of this waterfall. If I'm not mistaken, I've seen drone footage from here, and there might even be a little bit more of the waterfall up above the top of this one. We may stop on the way out and check. I kept wondering when my feet were sticking, the thing's frozen. Damn. Oh no, it's cold, so we're probably headed back to the car. Neither one of us brought our extra jacket because we've been riding in the car and it was warm. Whew. So, anyways, that's Helton Creek Falls. We're probably going to stop up here at this next little piece and see if we can hike up to the top of the waterfall and see if that's where that goes. After that, I'm not sure where we're headed or what we're doing, but we'll figure it out as we go. If you turn the car off, it'll go off, but yeah, I gotta turn it on and off. Well, it wasn't as bad going back across, except for the big rock that wanted to take the bottom of the car out. Alright, just dropped Nathan off at his vehicle. And now we're headed back to the cabin. We did end up stopping at the top of that waterfall, which I thought was a trail. and it did not end up being a trail. It actually ended up being a little camp area that looked like maybe DNR had tried to stop at some point, and there was like an old homeless camp there. So you could hear the waterfall behind the camp, and we were gonna walk back there and see if we could find, oh, put my seatbelt on here before I get out on the main road. We were gonna walk back there and see if we could see the top of the waterfall, but everything was still covered in ice pretty good, and it was pretty steep and a lot of leaves and stuff. So we just decided that we better wait, and we'll check it out another day. That way we don't have to risk falling or anything like that. Last couple times we've gone out to do some squirrel hunting, we're just not having any luck whatsoever. Seems like the late season squirrel hunting is basically non-existent. We seen one squirrel this whole weekend, and I actually didn't even see this squirrel. When I got up this morning, Nathan was already up, and he had his pellet gun out already and said that he had seen a squirrel in a tree like right at daylight this morning, and then it just disappeared. And so Hunter made a pretty funny comment yesterday when we were walking around that I thought was actually really funny. He said late season squirrel hunting is the best excuse to walk around in the woods with a gun, and I thought that was pretty good, because that's absolutely right. All in all, staying on the West Fork of Wolf Creek was actually really nice. Nathan and I, like I mentioned yesterday, Nathan and I haven't really done a whole lot of things together in probably at least 2 years, maybe even going on 3 years. Him and I used to run the Jeep Club together. We started a Jeep Club, and then we both got rid of our Jeeps, and when we got rid of our Jeeps, we kind of pretty much stopped doing any type of camping or anything together. So it was good to finally be able to get back together with him and get out and do some camping. And you know, him and I were talking yesterday, and that campsite we were on in Wolf Creek is probably one of the only campsites we've stayed at over the years in North Georgia that actually had, or still has, an abundant supply of good firewood. I brought a handful of split wood with me because it had been raining the days before, and I wasn't sure how easy it was going to be to find dry wood. But I was actually very surprised that there was a bunch of large branches in the area, and I was able to use my new bow saw and cut them down into quarters, rounds, and then use the as I was cutting them down into rounds, Nathan was using my new axe and splitting them up, and within an hour, you know, an hour worth of work, we had enough wood to basically burn a fire all night last night, and first thing this morning while we were breaking down camp, try to stay warm. Like I was saying, all in all, that campsite, that area is awesome. I will definitely go back and camp there again. It's not very far from a whole lot of national forest land, and on the way back out today we even noticed some WMA land. There's a whole lot of exploring to do that I was looking at while we were driving around today. So most definitely gonna plan to try to get back in that area and do quite a bit more exploring and stuff. So anyways guys, that'll be it for this video. I will catch you guys on the next one.